with only a few matches remaining, and it is still anyone's guess as to who will walk away with the league title. Hello, everyone. I am Metafiction, and today we have a set of matches that could be very, very important in the overall picture as to how the final table will shake out. Starting off, we have AC Romana, who will host Reykjavik United, who are just behind SFV in the standings as things stand. Certainly hoping to make a late push to try and usurp the reigning champion's throne. After that, we'll have União Sao Paulo taking on CF Catalunya. União, remember, still without a point dating back to the end of season 14. Next up after that is Hollywood FC hosting the reigning champions, Schwarzwälder Fußballverein, or SFV, who will need a good result in order to maintain their advantage at the top of the table. And finally, we'll have Buenos Aires and Tokyo, a pair of teams that are hoping to maybe make a dark horse last gasp challenge of their own, but both who need points in that match in order to stay alive in that regard. Certainly going to be very intriguing to see how this all shakes out as we reach the business end of the season on these last few match days. Always really exciting, always very unpredictable. Strange things happen when the pressure is on. As I said, we'll start in Rome, where AC Romana will lead with that 4-2-4 with the advanced right back. They'll be countering Reykjavik's offset 4-2-3-1 that they have used to great effect over the last few seasons. And you see there on the table, SFE with a 5-point lead going into today's matches. Will that hold? Or will Reykjavik be able to close the gap? It is Reykjavik who get us started, going right to left in all white. Romano the home side in purple and gold, as is their custom. Now, of course, the season 14 champions before SFB, haven't had as good of a time since then, finishing 4th last season. It is them who are on the attack at the moment, as Nunez, as soon as I say that, dispossessed by Lopta, and now Reykjavik on the break. Here is Chicken. Dribbling into the center, turns and shoots, and it deflects off of Smart, it looks like, for a Reykjavik corner. Andrews to take. Goes in off the head of one of those defenders. I believe that was Scarpetta, but blocked. And now it's a Romana corner at the other end, this time taken by Jerry. Falls back to Jerry. Around for dives in a lot. And it looks like the Brickwall Jr. managed to get a hand on that. Romana on another attack. Blackman. Granavier. Now here's Nunez. Nunez just shot. Seemed to have taken a deflection off of the diver that took most of the velocity off of it. Rome taking it to Reykjavik here in the early stages. Certainly proving they're no slouch. Proving their championship pedigree, as I alluded to. Here is Nunez. Lopta in pursuit. Low cross. Only finds Chicken, but Muller wins the ball for Pinkman, and Pinkman forcing a good diving save out of Brickwall Jr. Nunez to take the corner. Lifted in, and Brickwall Jr. gets to that one easily. Here's Arisov for Reykjavik. Overlapping with Andrews. Nearly lost the ball there. Yore for Delopta, who shoots from range, and Kerrigan just about gets there to tip it wide of the post. Now Andrews stands over a corner for Reykjavik. Andrews tries again, and this time It is ruled to have gone over the end line, and Kerrigan sends this goal kick up the other way. The long ball headed down for Jean-Claude Goddam, who lays it off to Andrews, but the pass is poor, and Nunez intercepts for Romana. Neither team really with a solid chance thus far. Certainly both have asked questions of each other, but here is Muller with the cross, and that header by Pinkman might be the best chance thus far. Romana with just barely the upper hand so far in this match. Chicken's challenge finds nothing as Jerry to Nunez. Well, Romana once again standing over a corner kick here. And this time to the edge of the box. Kimoatu just past the post, courtesy of Furious Chicken. So we set up again for the corner kick. This time floated in. Smart, not enough on the header. Anavier with the free kick, dangerous from this sort of position. It falls to Kimoatu. Back to Anavier. Escaping pressure well, but forced back. Now here's Muller. Chased by Andrews. Muller with the cross. Headed in by Anavier, but once again, not enough velocity on it. And AC Romana, with 7 shots on target to Reykjavik's 2 thus far, have looked the better team, but here is Andrews, and it's headed clear by Milton Nunez. Though it's not done yet, Lopta just skimming the bar with that shot, only hitting the top netting and from the wrong angle. Kimoatu crosses, and the header from Pinkman looked good, but ultimately was wide. Reykjavik engineers something here. No, Ure passes to Ramirez, but it's intercepted by Pinkman, and that long shot from Jerry. Well, points for effort at any rate, but nothing doing. We approach halftime with the deadlock still intact. A slip up for Reykjavik here would, of course, be good news for Black Forest, who still have yet to play against Hollywood later. Goddam's pass out to Andrews, just off target. Blackman there instead. Long ball falls to Nunez. Now Blackman chipping it forward, but Chicken almost coming down with it. Instead, it's Muller. And here is Tyson Nunez. Cross in again. This one finds the net, courtesy of Walter Pinkman. Will VAR allow it? No, it will not. And just when you thought this title race had been blown right out of the water, the goal will not stand. It is still 0-0, and 0-0 it shall be at the half. Well, despite the disallowed goal, Romana have looked the greater threat overall. 12 shots, 8 of them on target, compared to 6 and 2 for Reykjavik. More than double in the difference in XG. Rickwall being called into action multiple times for Reykjavik, doing a good job of retaining parity, rather. Reykjavik, as at the moment, not able to keep up with Romana offensively. Remains to be seen whether Reykjavik can find an equalizer, or excuse me, a winner here it would be. As we begin the second half, Romana right to left, again in the purple and gold. Certainly not exactly in title contention at the moment, but a win would do the world of good for their morale, certainly. Especially one as dominant as this. It is Reykjavik, though. Lopta to Del Pirlo. Back to Lopta. Lopta from close range. And that falls in off the head of Pascal Annevier. Well, it's a little against the run of play. But Reykjavik finding a way to pull ahead. Lopta chips it over the keeper. It looked like it was hitting the inside of the post anyway, but Annevier trying to clear it with the header. Just not able to keep it from going over the line, and worse, has been saddled with the OG. Well, it's a tough break for Romana, who I think, again, have been the better team overall. Can they pick themselves up from this? Here is Jerry on the attack. Muller, close range, and it's blocked by Scarpetta and behind for a corner kick. 30 minutes to play. And Smart nearly heading that one wide. Lediver keeping it in. Pinkman taking the ball off of Andrews there. Romana retained possession. Renewing the pressure. Here's Muller. Muller from range. And then pushed behind again by Brickwall Jr. The clean sheet remains intact for the moment. Jerry finds Annevier, eager to make amends, and Glenn Smart restores parity. Well, it's Annevier's delivery that makes this, in my opinion. Here's Jerry finding Annevier. And Smart just pinging it off the opposite post. And that will definitely make Black Forest sit up and take notice. Nunez. Wall dived for it and missed. Romana had an opportunity there but couldn't convert. Muller regains possession. And that was a tight angle to be shooting from. Does force a save out of Brickwall Jr., though. Nunez with the cross and Lopta sending it out. Only for the moment, though. Here's Nunez again. Muller's pass intercepted by Lopta, but Muller able to get it back. Dives in a lot with the progressive pass to Kimoatu. Dispossessed by Yore, and now here comes Goddamn. Andrews from distance. And Kerrigan tips it over. Reykjavik now making a push to regain the lead here. And it's off the head of one of the Reykjavik players. It was hard to tell who. Ultimately out for a throw-in. Del Pirlo just past the post. Well, moments like that can so easily turn games on their head. Doesn't this time, but here is Del Pirlo. But blocked this time. As Annevier sending it back to Kerrigan. He does give the long ball. Romana pushing to make good their advantage that they've had for most of this match. Have another corner through Nunez. Dives in a lot for Jerry. And Walter Pigman puts it in the back of the net. He's had one disallowed. VAR looking at this one too. What a result this would be if this goal stands. But once again, Pigman with a goal disallowed. The second time on the match. Well, that is going to be a controversial one at home, but as you can tell there, just barely the right decision as far as the technology is concerned. Now here's Del Pirlo. Low ball to Andrews. Andrews brought down by Muller cleanly. Well, I said the league titles can turn on tiny moments. Was that one of them? Here's Lopta. Squares it to Del Pirlo! Well, if there was doubt, there is none anymore. Reykjavik have pulled ahead in the late stages. Lopta squaring it to the attacking mid. And with so little time remaining, that could be the winner. Romana trying to get the ball quickly up the pitch, but rebuffed by Scarpetta, and now comes to Chicken. Chicken squaring it, and Del Pirlo has another one. A burst of inspiration from the Milan Miracle. This one took a deflection off of Smart, but Del Pirlo getting in just the right position. Might have had Kerrigan beat even at the opposite post. And suddenly Reykjavik, in a match that looked like it wasn't going to go their way, have seized the initiative and completely flipped the script on the Romans. It was Smart with the goal. And then, of course, we had the two disallowed goals by Walter Pigman that would have changed this result completely. Del Pirlo with the brace, and of course the own goal by Romana captain Pascal Enevier. That is what did the damage for Reykjavik today, as they get a crucial 3 points in this title run-in. So Reykjavik holding up their end of the bargain on this match day. Pressure now shifts to Black Forest to match their result in order to maintain that 5-point lead. More on that later, though, as for the moment, we travel to Brazil, where União Sao Paulo are set to take on CF Catalunya. Funny enough, it was match day 11 of season 14, where União Sao Paulo last recorded points in the league was a 1-1 draw against Hollywood FC. This is now the 2-season anniversary of their last point in the league. Going the entirety of season 15 without a single point, without so much as a draw, and so far held pointless this season as well. Is this the time for Sao Paulo to break the duck? Or is the misery destined to continue? We'll soon find out. It is Sao Paulo who have got us started here. Or excuse me, it's Catalunya who's got us started. Going left to right in the black and red, as opposed to Sao Paulo in the red and black. He thinks there's a bit of a kick clash here. Nevertheless, here is Cavanova squaring it. And it pinged around a bit. It looked like Maple got the final head to it, but ultimately comes to nothing. Pruskin. Del Pirlo sending it back. Or Delo, excuse me. Del Pirlo was in the last match. Delo sending it out to Kamanova on the volley to Hugh Mann, but Lua able to get to it. Both these teams long since out of the title picture, but to say they're playing for pride downplays just what this match would mean to either of these teams. Poggio. Dribbling past Belstrazen-Smith. Pruskin now sending it into the center. Here's Delo. Finds Kamanova. Chouinard squaring it. Pruskin can't bring it into control. It deflects off of a Sao Paulo shirt for a corner kick. Poggio will stand over it. Delivered in and sent back nearly as quickly. It's a deep throw for Sao Paulo as Norris and Habjanic playing it off of one another. Here's Belstrazen-Smith laying it off, but ultimately intercepted by Catalonia, who now bring it the other way. Chouinard forward to Maple. Back to Chouinard again. Man! And Lua forcing it over. Poggio. Sent into the mast and rebuffed ultimately. Well, as has been the case a number of times this season, Sao Paulo yet to shoot even once, as Chouinard goes very close from that free kick. A good diving stop from Lua. Tomato with the cross for Sao Paulo. Justinison loops the header well over. The ensuing goal kick sees it sent forward by Neuer. Falls for Pruskin. Now here's Mann bringing it forward. Pruskin. Mann again. Pruskin again. Now here's Poggio dribbling around Belstrazen-Smith, shooting well wide. Sao Paulo building something here. Here's Norris to Victoria. Through ball, but Kamanova first to it. Looked like something was brewing, but Ljubica Kamanova able to snuff it out. And now here is Catalonia. Daly to Chouinard. And that shot from Poggio was always going to be a long shot. Brisky now with a corner for Sao Paulo. Sent in. Punched out by Neuer, still with Sao Paulo. Almost fell to Selic there. Now here's Tomato. Brisky. Back to Tomato, who crosses it. And that was almost a very good chance, but ultimately finds the wrong shirt. Now Mann forced back for Catalonia. Selic, though, with the interception on Chouinard. Can this be a break for Sao Paulo? Headed over by Belstrazen-Smith. Sao Paulo roaring into life here in the last few minutes, but have yet to really come up with a convincing chance. Have had a shot on target now, but a total XG thus far of only 0.1. That long pass intercepted by Pruskin and Daly from distance. runs into Lua. Well, nearing halftime, we are scoreless. Both teams with at least one fairly decent shot, but ultimately nothing troubling the scorers thus far. Norris sending it long. Justinison forced back. Sao Paulo taking a measured approach here, looking for the best path forward, but that certainly wasn't it. Pruskin intercepts that pass intended for Habjanic. And now, Dogwood Maple punishes them for it. Vieira looking at it and will not allow it. They say he was offside. And indeed, you see there Maple offside by a couple of feet, I would say. And so that goal is taken off the board going into halftime, where Sao Paulo and Catalonia find themselves at a stalemate with a score of 0-0. Well, going back all the way to Matchday 11 of Season 14, as I said, Sao Paulo since then have yet to even record so much as a draw. So you have to imagine on some level they won't be too upset by this. Certainly, though, both teams will be angling for a victory. If not for standing, then at least for morale. Catalonia with the bulk of the shots, and certainly the higher quality shots as well, but simply can't make them count so far. Will that come back to haunt them? And this time it is Sao Paulo who get us started, going left to right. And to those of you at home wondering how I'm keeping these teams distinct from one another, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Meanwhile, here is Maple. Chouinard, and the strong challenge from Brisky, who is on a yellow card, ultimately not troubling anyone. Man. Kamanova out in space. Lifted in for Hugh Mann. Ultimately only finds the bar. Chouinard. De alley to Poggio. Poggio dribbling around the defense, or at least trying to. Dalo in a lot of space. And just did not get anywhere near where it needed to be. And another example of Catalonia getting in excellent positions, but not making it count. Here is Maple squaring it, and this time it does count. Well, as soon as I say that, Hugh Mann converts a point-blank chance. Maple with the assist there, squaring it at the end line. And it is Sao Paulo 0, Catalonia 1. Well, with 30 minutes to play, Sao Paulo find themselves behind once more. Habjanic prepares the free kick. Here's Kirkpatrick, and Kirkpatrick might have just leveled it. And VAR confirms Sao Paulo with the equalizer. It was a free kick for Habjanic to Tomato II, who passed it forward to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick with that left foot well onside. And Sao Paulo refusing to concede. They've leveled it and look like they might be on track for their first points since season 14. Eilish with the long ball forward. Here's Brisky. Brisky's cross. Nearly headed in. Here's Justinian. Justinian squares it. Habjanic forces another save out of Neuer, and it is a corner to Sao Paulo. Brisky takes a deep breath. In it comes. And Neuer claiming it. Only 15 minutes left for Sao Paulo to secure at least a point. Brisky with the cross. Neuer once again claiming it out of the air. Only about 10 minutes remain. Will Catalonia push for a winner? Will Sao Paulo push for a winner? Poggio forward to man. This could be the move. Squaring it. Deali not able to get to it. Here is Delo though. Chouinard from distance, and it's forced over. Tipped over by Lua. Corner to Catalonia. Poggio's corner headed out. And it will be a throw in. Now Sao Paulo getting up the other end. Salic dispossessed by Chouinard, who sends it forward. Now Kamanova. Dangerous chance for Catalonia. Chouinard squares it to Poggio. Poggio shoots it into the mass. It's deflected back. Now here's man squaring it for Chouinard. What a save by Lua. Thousands of people in Sao Paulo holding their breath over this corner. Every second that ticks by gets them closer to that point. Here's Deali though. Chouinard. Roma sending it back. Tenderloin now over the top for Poggio, but a header from the defender, I believe that was Norris, sends it away. Less than 5 minutes to play. Less than 5 minutes for Sao Paulo from their point. Brisky forward. Do not adjust your sets! Alexander Selic puts Sao Paulo up 2-1 with less than 4 minutes to play. The long pass forward from Brisky found Selic get around Kamanova. And that goal sent the stadium into raptures. Their first win in over 2 seasons, unless here is Chouinard forward and sends it over the bar. It's not job done just yet. 3 more minutes. Less than 1 minute now. Is the streak finally over? Headed forward, Kamanova trying to get it forward desperately. Dello forward to Deali. Man trying to get it up the field. Might run out of time here. Pruskin, a diving header from Brisky, and it's sent up the pitch. And it's sweet victory for União Sao Paulo. The rafters rocking here at Estadio de Sao Paulo as their team, at long last, have gotten themselves back in the win column. It's been a long time coming, but it's made victory all the sweeter here today. Player of the match, Alexander Selic, for that winning goal. Credit, of course, to Ryan Kirkpatrick as well, who provided the equalizer in the first place. Human with the goal for Catalonia, but not enough on this occasion. Congratulations to Sao Paulo for their first win in over 2 seasons, their first point in about 2 seasons. And they'll be partying in Sao Paulo all night over that result. A 2-1 victory for União Sao Paulo over CF Catalunya. Now we return to the matches with title implications at the other end of the table as Hollywood hosts SFV. SFV went into today with a 5-point lead in the standings. The win from Reykjavik earlier, currently cutting that down to 2 points. They'll be looking for a strong showing here against Hollywood to try to restore that gap. However, Hollywood are a strong team, as we've seen so many times this season. Certainly no easy task here for Black Forest, who do get us started here. Excuse me. Again, I apologize. It's actually Hollywood who get us started. Going right to left in the deep blue. Here's Brooks. Falls to Lightning. Lightning shoots! And like lightning, it is Kurt Lightning. A goal within the first minute. Lightning in acres of space took the deflection from Deanne. And how's that for an opener? Hollywood 1, Schwarzwalder 0. Very early on in this one. Whittington gets a foot in. Hackett sending it out to Bull. Bull pressured by the goal scorer Lightning. Flank forward. And Jihao might have just equalized if VAR will let it stand. But no, it is disallowed. Let's see that again. It happened very quickly. Plank forward to Bull, and there you see Jihao clearly offside there. And so that goal will not stand. Hollywood remain up 1-0, courtesy of that first-minute goal by Kurt Lightning. SFV building from the back now. Here's Deanne. That pass to Whittington, cut out by Cormier. Now here's Scott Muffin. Schenginger trying to get a foot in. It's Deanne who turns it behind. It's a corner to Hollywood, courtesy of Scott Muffin. Headed clear this time by Deanne. Now Brooks trying to get around Bull. Rashford. Ultimately dispossessed, and SFV had the chance to come forward there. Losa finds Muffin. Muffin with the shot. Saransits Rawl tipping it behind. Losa's corner. Headed up and headed away. Brooks' pass intercepted by Hackett and SFV. More on the break now, but dispossessed and losing possession. Hakkinen trying to get around Rashford, and does. Cross in. Bull! Well, you would have backed Bull to score there. An open goal practically, but instead heads it over the bar. A missed opportunity. Deanne through the Bull. This time dispossessed by Cabral and Lightning. Bull, though, quick to intercept that pass. And SFV back on the attack here. Blink, though, heads down, trying to find Maximiliano, but instead it's Closa who's coming forward. Through ball to Muffin. Muffin shoots, and it's off the crossbar. And it could have so easily been 2-0 there. But instead, it is remaining 1-0 at the moment. That corner headed away, and Whittington clearing. Hollywood forward again. Closa can't bring it under control, and Saransa Thrall able to scoop it up. Well, that's a very dangerous position for Closa to be in. And if he'd gotten it onto his foot, he would have backed him to put it in the back of the net, but instead forced to take another chance as Muffin. Well, it looked like Whittington challenged Muffin. VAR has given a penalty, but they are looking at it. Excuse me, the referee has given a penalty, but the VAR looking at it. And it has been given. Well, Muffin on the spot to send in the penalty and smashes it home, making it 2-0 to Hollywood. Reykjavik watching this result with bated breath. This might be the opening they needed. SFB in a lot of trouble now. And need I remind you, Schwarzwalder and Reykjavik still to play each other a second time. That match happens next match day, match day 12. And that could very well decide who walks away with the major division titles. Hakkinen with a through ball to Bull, and Heather Bull does not miss this time. Well, she had one clear chance earlier that looped over the bar. Getting a second chance this time, makes the most of it. Lashes it against the post and into the net. And it's a lifeline for SFB just before the half. Hollywood looked like they were about to go into the half with a 2-goal lead. But how crucial will that goal from Heather Bull end up being for Schwarzwalder? After all, 2-1 at the half looks a lot different than 2-0. And Brooks making way for Cameron Bailey III here as we begin the second half. SFV going right to left, and Whittington with the long shot. Sent well over. It looked like Cormier had picked up a knock there. We'll have to see whether he can continue. For the moment, seems to be okay, but it will be something that Hollywood will have to monitor in this second half. Maximiliano winning the ball off of Rashford, who then loses the ball to a diving Bailey. Now Closa, what a shot that was from Closa, forcing a save out of Saransa Thrall, and a very good save at that. Now it is Bailey to deliver the corner kick. Ultimately sent clear, but only as far as Martel. Here's Bailey again. Bailey ruled offside. SFV have one goal back, but we'll need another. We'll need two more, in fact, if they're to retain their 5-point lead. If this result holds, the gap would be down to just 2 points. And ahead of that match day 12, where again Reykjavik and Schwarzwalder will meet in a potential title decider. This could prove a very crucial result when all is said and done. Hollywood hanging on, potentially playing spoiler to Schwarzwalder here, as time ticking away mercilessly. It is a deep throw for SFB. Winnington with the cross. Peterson, can you believe it? Well, no doubt they would have preferred a win, but at this late stage, a draw is certainly better than nothing. Whittington delivering that perfect cross. Peterson getting up over Mograine. Had it past Hall. Standing over the corner. Might there be one last gasp here for Black Forest? Deanne's corner headed over the bar by Peregrine Flink, and that will just about do it. And there is the final whistle. Compared to what it was looking like just before halftime, a draw is not the worst result it could have been. But SFV stumbling here, giving Reykjavik a chance to catch up ever so slightly ahead of their meeting next match day. It is Peterson who gets player of the match for that performance. But ultimately, they'll be shaking their heads at dropping points in a match they really wanted to win there. Well, this result has made the title chase very interesting indeed. A 2-2 draw, and SFV dropping 2 points of their lead over Reykjavik. Now we go to Buenos Aires for our final match of the day. As CA Buenos Aires host Tokyo SC. Tokyo currently in third in the standings going into today's matches. Might not be really only on the fringes of the title picture, but we'll be hoping to try to make at least a little bit of ground back, potentially weigh in the closing stages. There you see 18 points for Tokyo, 25 for Reykjavik. Title not necessarily in the picture, but would like to at least be a factor. But Buenos Aires, meanwhile, hoping to challenge that, as here is Brooks Patron with an early corner for the Argentine side. Crossed in, Harrison, and it's punched behind by Root. Another corner for Brooks Patron. Crossed in, and Scarpetta sending it clear. Certainly been an up and down year for both these teams. As always, hoping to try and put their best foot forward. Here is Knight. Knight crossing in, and it's headed down. I believe that was Bradford who got the head to it. Doesn't quite get it with the right velocity. That was Van Gerritsen dispossessing Harrison here. Van Gerritsen up the line for Rise and back. Torres out wide to Greer. Greer with a lot of space to run into. Crosses. And it's a header from Rise that just misses the post. And that was a golden opportunity there for Tokyo that will go amiss. Will Buenos Aires make them pay for that? Genkal. Back to Brooks Patron. Genkal again to Harrison. Good chemistry, these two up the left wing. As Harrison into Genkal. Genkal cuts inside, shoots! Well, like I said, these two have great chemistry up that left flank for Buenos Aires. And it's shown off here as Harrison squares it to Genkal, cutting inside to a more advantageous position and absolutely drilling it past Dobby Rube in the Tokyo goal. Buenos Aires 1, Tokyo 0. Well, Tokyo will need to find a way to pick up the pace and get themselves back into this match. Van Gerritsen crosses, finds Ibrahimovic, but the header right at the keeper. And it's Cabri who holds on to it. Deep free kick, Adamu to take. Balls to Torres, who's forced out wide. Now here's Rise. Rise onto the left foot, wins the corner. Header delivers it. Munoz just keeping it in bounds, but ultimately comes to nothing. And now a corner kick at the other end for Brooks Patron and Buenos Aires. Sent in, Vandersloot headed out to Genkal. Genkal had another long shot, this time wins the corner. Brooks Patron again from the other side this time. And the delivery headed over the bar. And I believe that was Bradford once again. When we near halftime, it is Buenos Aires with the advantage and perhaps coming forward again. Here's O'Leary to Bradford. Bradford ruled offside. Well, at the break, it is that great move up the left flank from Ben Harrison and Neslihan Genkal that gives Buenos Aires their advantage after 45 minutes. Tokyo keeping pace in the shots department, but not so much in XG. Have yet to really create a killer chance. And it is Buenos Aires who have the advantage thus far. Can they keep it up, or can Tokyo find a way back into this? Remains to be seen. As we begin the second half, Buenos Aires kicking us off in orange and black, going left to right. Knight cutting inside around Torres. And O'Leary had let that go for Bradford, but Bradford didn't make the run. You see there, Tokyo SC with only one shot on target was that header from Ibrahimovic straight into the hands of Cabri in goal. Torres now dispossessed by O'Leary. Lynn sending it back to Cabri. Harrison up the line for Genkal. Already combined once for a goal in this match. Here's Knight. Passes around Torres. Here's Vandersloot squaring it. And Harrison pings it into the massive bodies, and it will be a corner kick for Buenos Aires, continuing to press their advantage here. Brooks Patron's corner sent in and ultimately headed well over by a Buenos Aires player. Shinji Kaido up the near flank. Squares it. Kennedy has a shot from long range, but can't keep it down. Less than 20 minutes to play, and Buenos Aires continue to hold serve here. Tokyo have yet to manage another shot on target as we pass the 10 minutes to play mark. Buenos Aires doing a very good job of preventing those shots on target. And almost out of nowhere, time has just about expired here as Buenos Aires come forward again. O'Leary back to Munoz. Harrison dispossessed, but it falls to Genkal. Vandersloot, ambitious shot, goes wide. And that will just about do it. And indeed, that will do it. Well, it's a professional performance here from Buenos Aires. That combination of Harrison and Genkal results in a goal for the latter. And that was all Buenos Aires needed to ensure victory here today. Genkal, player of the match for that goal, cutting inside from the wing. And Buenos Aires getting the victory here today. Yellow cards for Jude Greer and for Princess Chang Shan on the Tokyo side of things. And that will wrap it up for Matchday 11. Some very exciting matches. Let's quickly go down the scores one more time. Romana looked like they might have been able to hang with Reykjavik, but ultimately fell 3-1 to the Icelandic team. Sao Paulo recording an impressive 2-1 victory over Catalonia, their first points since the tail end of season 14. SFE rescuing a late draw against Hollywood, but still dropping points, their advantage. Only 3 points in the league, ahead of Reykjavik. And of course, we just saw Buenos Aires up 1-0 on Tokyo SC, courtesy of Neslihan Genkal. Well, that'll do it from us here at the SSL. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Metafiction. Take care.